Feeling exhausted for no clear reason? Struggling with mood swings? Or just not feeling quite like yourself? These symptoms might be more than just a rough week. They could be signs that your hormones are out of balance. And the good news is, you don't always need medications or synthetic hormone replacements to feel better. Often, your daily habits have a bigger impact on your hormone health than you realize. Hormones are your body's internal communication system, tiny chemical messengers produced by various glands that travel through your bloodstream, telling your organs and tissues what to do. They influence almost every process in the body, including metabolism, sleep, energy levels, mood, reproductive cycles, and immune function. Because they're so deeply integrated into how your body works, even small imbalances can have big ripple effects on your health and well-being. Some of the key hormones you should be familiar with include cortisol, which is known as the stress hormone and is released during times of physical or emotional stress. Too much cortisol over time can lead to fatigue, weight gain, especially around the belly, and a weakened immune system. Insulin is another critical hormone responsible for regulating blood sugar levels. When your insulin levels are out of balance, often due to poor diet or inactivity, it can contribute to fatigue, cravings, and eventually insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. For reproductive health, estrogen and progesterone play major roles in regulating the menstrual cycle and fertility in women. An imbalance here might show up as PMS, irregular periods, or even mood changes. Men and women also rely on testosterone, which supports libido, energy levels, and muscle strength. Thyroid hormones are crucial for managing your metabolism and energy levels, and when they're out of sync, you may feel sluggish or gain weight unexpectedly. Lastly, melatonin governs your sleep-wake cycles, and disruptions to this hormone, often caused by screen time or irregular sleep patterns, can interfere with your rest and overall hormone repair cycles. Balancing these hormones is not just about feeling good in the moment, it's about setting the foundation for long-term health. Chronic imbalances can lead to more serious conditions such as PCOS, thyroid dysfunction, adrenal fatigue, or even infertility. That's why understanding your hormones and how to naturally support them is one of the smartest things you can do for your health today and in the future. Hormonal imbalances don't always scream for attention. They often whisper through subtle yet persistent symptoms. One of the most common indicators is an irregular menstrual cycle. If your period is frequently late, early, missing altogether, or unusually heavy or painful, it could be a sign that estrogen and progesterone levels are off. Another red flag is unexplained weight gain or loss, particularly when your diet and exercise habits haven't changed. This may be related to thyroid hormones, insulin resistance, or elevated cortisol levels. Acne, especially around the chin and jawline, is often a telltale sign of excess androgens, male hormones, while dry, flaky skin could be related to thyroid dysfunction. Low libido and chronic fatigue are also major indicators. When your sex hormones or adrenal hormones are out of sync, it's common to feel exhausted despite getting enough rest, and intimacy may become less appealing too. Mood swings, anxiety, or even depression can also be hormonally driven, especially if they align with your menstrual cycle or worsen with stress. Lastly, if you're consistently getting poor sleep quality despite following a routine, it could be due to dysregulated melatonin or cortisol. These hormones are sensitive to stress, artificial light exposure, and even blood sugar fluctuations at night. It's important to note that while these signs are common, they're not definitive proof of a hormonal imbalance. Everyone's body is different. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms regularly, especially in combination, it's wise to consult a qualified healthcare provider and consider lab testing for a clear diagnosis. Nutrition is one of the most powerful tools for balancing hormones naturally. Start by incorporating cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, and cauliflower. These are rich in compounds like indole 3-carbinol, which help the liver detoxify excess estrogen, especially helpful for symptoms like PMS or estrogen dominance. Healthy fats are also essential. Your body needs dietary fats to produce hormones, particularly sex hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Avocados, olive oil, chia seeds, and flax seeds provide anti-inflammatory omega-3s and lignans that support hormone imbalance. Including a good source of protein at every meal, like eggs, lentils, or grass-fed meat, helps stabilize blood sugar and insulin levels, which in turn supports other hormonal systems. Stress is one of the fastest ways to throw your hormones out of balance. When you're under chronic stress, your adrenal glands pump out cortisol, the stress hormone. Over time, high cortisol can suppress thyroid function, disrupt sleep, and rob your body of the building blocks needed for other hormones. Incorporating daily stress reduction practices is vital. Simple tools like deep breathing, 10-minute walks in nature, journaling, or mindfulness meditation can reset your nervous system. Even just taking breaks throughout your day and saying no more often can make a tangible difference in your cortisol levels. Sleep is not just rest. It's when your body repairs, regenerates, and regulates its hormonal rhythms. Melatonin, your sleep hormone, works closely with cortisol and other hormonal pathways. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep each night. If you struggle, cut off screens at least an hour before bed to reduce blue light exposure, which suppresses melatonin. You can also try magnesium supplements, which calm the nervous system, or herbal teas like chamomile and passion flower to ease your transition into sleep. Good sleep isn't a luxury, it's foundational to hormonal healing. Exercise plays a major role in balancing hormones, but it's important to not overdo it. Moderate exercise such as brisk walking, yoga, or strength training helps regulate insulin, improve mood via endorphins, and reduce cortisol levels. On the other hand, intense or prolonged workouts, especially when combined with undereating, can actually raise cortisol and disrupt hormonal balance. Aim for 30 to 45 minutes of movement most days, with a focus on consistency rather than intensity. Listen to your body. If you're exhausted, prioritize recovery over pushing through another workout. Your gut isn't just for digestion, it also helps eliminate excess hormones like estrogen. A sluggish or unhealthy gut can lead to hormonal cycling, where hormones like estrogen are reabsorbed into the bloodstream instead of being excreted. To keep your gut happy, eat fermented foods like kimchi, kefir, yogurt, or sauerkraut, which introduce beneficial bacteria. Also, include plenty of fiber-rich foods. Think leafy greens, oats, and legumes to support your regular elimination. Prebiotics from foods like garlic, onions, and bananas help feed your good bacteria and promote balance. Every day, we're exposed to endocrine-disrupting chemicals found in plastics, cleaning supplies, skincare, and even receipts. Ingredients like BPA, phthalates, and parabens can mimic or block natural hormones in the body, leading to imbalances over time. To reduce exposure, opt for glass or stainless steel containers, switch to fragrance-free or naturally scented skincare, and read ingredient labels for paraben-free or BPA-free claims. The fewer synthetic chemicals you expose your body to, the more space your hormones have to function naturally and effectively. When it comes to supporting your hormones naturally, herbs and supplements can play a powerful complementary role, especially when combined with diet and lifestyle changes. One of the most well-studied adaptogens is ashwagandha, an ancient herb used in Ayurvedic medicine. It's known for helping to regulate cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. In people experiencing chronic stress or adrenal fatigue, ashwagandha has been shown to lower cortisol levels and improve sleep, anxiety, and even thyroid function. Studies published in the Indian Journal of Psychological Medicine have confirmed its cortisol lowering effects. Another helpful herb is Vitis agnus castus, commonly known as chast tree berry. Vitis doesn't contain hormones itself, but it works by influencing the pituitary gland to balance the production of estrogen and progesterone, especially beneficial for those with irregular cycles or PMS. Women with luteal phase defects or symptoms of estrogen dominance may find relief with consistent use over several months. Magnesium is another often overlooked nutrient crucial for hormonal balance. It supports estrogen metabolism in the liver, calms the nervous system, and aids in sleep. Magnesium deficiency is common, particularly in people under high stress or with poor gut health. Taking it in the form of magnesium glycinate or citrate can help ease anxiety, reduce PMS symptoms, and support more restorative sleep. Finally, omega 3 fatty acids found in flax seeds, walnuts, and fatty fish like salmon are essential for hormone production. Omega 3s are anti inflammatory, which helps reduce systemic inflammation that can interfere with hormone signaling. They're especially beneficial for supporting insulin sensitivity and stabilizing mood. It's important to remember that herbs and supplements are not one size fits all. Always consult a healthcare provider, especially if you're taking medications, pregnant, or dealing with underlying health conditions, before starting any new supplement. When we hear the words hormones, many of us immediately think of women, menopause, or PMS, but that's one of the most common misconceptions. The truth is, hormones affect everyone, regardless of age or gender. Men, for example, can experience hormonal imbalances related to testosterone and cortisol, especially under chronic stress or with aging. Symptoms like low energy, decreased libido, weight gain, and mood changes are often tied to hormonal shifts, not just lifestyle choices. Another common myth is that the only solution for hormonal imbalances is hormone replacement therapy, or HRT. While HRT can be life changing for some, it's not the first or only option. Many people see significant improvements through natural methods, including proper nutrition, stress management, sleep hygiene, and gentle detox practices. The body is incredibly intelligent and, when supported correctly, often finds its way back to balance without synthetic hormones. A third myth worth busting is the idea that hormonal issues only affect older adults. In reality, teens and young adults are more hormonally vulnerable than ever due to high stress levels, processed diets, lack of sleep, and exposure to endocrine disrupting chemicals. Conditions like PCOS, acne, anxiety, and irregular periods are becoming more common in younger populations, and these are clear signs that something hormonal is going on. Understanding the truth behind these myths empowers us to take action without fear, without shame, and without assuming we're too young or too male to be affected.